Welcome back to the channel, guys, and it is Friday evening, 29th of August 2025. The time is 6:20. So we've come to something a bit different. We've come to an abandoned church and we are standing inside the back of it to gain entry. And this is what we are greeted with. Wow. So the floor is very dodgy down there. So just a quick look in and then we'll get some photographs. Tread in very carefully. Nice period style fireplace there. We're joined by the pigeons up in the roof there. There he is. We won't disturb him too much. And a window in the pine elevation of this lean-to. And if we carefully come up onto the hearth of the fireplace, you can just see how bad this little church has become. It stopped accepting parishioners, or if that's what you call it, in 1992 and has been derelict ever since. So we are in the heart of West Wales. I'm not going to give the location away because I want to protect the location and the church itself. I struggled a little bit there because I just pushed that door in a little bit so you can get the hardware on that door is amazing. Look at those for latches, or should I say hinges, and look at that for a latch. So yeah, it's in a very bad state of repair. We are going to go to the well, which is outside over in that direction, and then a little cwtch there, and you can just imagine the detail on that window there, but unfortunately it has not stood the test of time, or should I say it's not been looked after very well. Okay, let's go into the main part of the church now. Let's get this door back open, step over the wires. Wow, I know what's coming because I've seen this on Facebook not so long ago, but wow, I can't understand why people buy these properties and they just leave them to go into such a huge state of disrepair when they probably bought this back in the day. If they had kept it watertight, then a lot of this damage would not have happened. We've got the organ there. Look at that. And that was made by Thomas. And that says, I can't quite read that. Anyway, that would have been the organ. And again, just show you the floor has gone through at that point there. We were hoping to get some drone footage, but the wind has picked up. And if it dies down later, then we will of course get some drone footage. And you can see the tops of that stained glass window, what's left of it. Wow. And then where the readings would have taken place. Now, I'm not religious, so I don't get these things right. I think that is the pulpit. Not much left of that, look, it's all gone inside. It's all rotten at the back there. What a shame. And then we have some of the fronts of where the pews would have been, and obviously up to the altar of the church. We'll take you closer to that. And again, that stained window at the top there has gone. But the timbers are still in fairly good condition up in the ceiling. Just on that elevation there is where it has really taken a battering up there. Again, no slates, and the timbers are now rotting. All right, okay, we have another window there. We will take some photos for you, and I'm not sure this is where you would have had your christenings with the holy water inside. And then we're just going to take you to show you where you would have originally come into the church. I've got to mind out where I'm going because of the floor behind me. And again, there's some lead on the floor down there. Probably had people coming in stealing the lead off the roof. We haven't broken in. We're going to take so much care here. We're just looking around and documenting it for you. Again, look at that hinge. Wow. And then the latch. So we'll just give you a quick, we can go out. There we are looking out over the valley into the heart of Pembrokeshire. So looking back towards what would have been the entrance doors. Again, this not bad condition, but not brilliant. Got this ivy growing through, which destroys these buildings. And again, the hinges, and that would have been the entrance to turn the latch inside. And again, we go inside and close that door the best we can. Back into the church, looking up towards the altar. And we will give you a better view of the altar. Just such a crying shame, isn't it? I mean, you know, the work gone into making that. And then on the back of this, we have decorated tiles. And above that, you've got the main church window. All right, there's not much more to look at. We will, as I said, go to the well, which is just outside, but we are going to take some photos for you. And yeah, I just, you know, feel a little bit horrid, if that's the word, because you could just imagine when these churches were in their prime, the parish would have been in their hundreds maybe. And as years have gone by, the congregation would have diminished. And then, as I said, in 1992, it stopped. It held its last church meeting or service, and then was bought by a private investor. But it doesn't look like they've done anything since. Okay, right, some photos now. And just a shot with me in it if you want it. I wouldn't, but there we are. Okay, looking up towards where you'd come in, and then we'll turn around and then look towards the top of the church up to the altar. We are standing in the graveyard, believe it or not, and it just shows how long this church has been unloved, uncared for, because these trees are growing, as you can see, growing wild in the graveyard. And there is a grave there, and we're going to respect these guys. We're just going to do a quick vlog of this. There's another one there, and these were relatives, you know, mums, dads, sisters, brothers, cousins, and you know, whether the people, the siblings or relations of these people have actually passed away, and then there's no one else to care for the grave site. And then, not sure if we can get round here. We can a little bit. I'm fighting through a lot of foliage, as you can see, and we might be able to get a shot of the pine end of the church, but it is covered, which is just up there, look. So what a shame. Okay, we're going to make our way out to the front and do a little more videos for you. So this is how we got in through the gate there, and we walked up. There are some graves that are more kept than the others around the other side there, but only what, 2, 4, 6, 7 of them. There's the main elevation of the church. Not the best light, but hopefully you can see the detail. I think the pigeons are going back in now. I say we are hoping to get a little bit of drone footage for you, but it is a bit windy. And then this is then where you would have come in. There we are. Just try and go back a little bit more. There we are. You would have gone in through that door there, and you can see the damage up along the bell tower there. So we are in the heart of Pembrokeshire at the moment. That is all I'm going to give you. Okay, let's go to the well. Nova is parked just down there in the distance. We've walked up the road. You can actually visit the well separate to the church, which I didn't realise. So instead of climbing over the wall, there's a gate here. So we can go through the gate. And you always open the gate and close the gate behind you. It's not a public right-of-way per se. There's the church up in the distance there. The wind has dropped just a little bit, so we might get some nice photos of the church before we go. And here is the well, and there is the sign for it. Just up there, Vernon Llan Llawer, and then Vernon is Welsh for well. So that's where we are. That's going to give the game away totally, isn't it? Said I try to protect the location of the church. Well, if you get to the well, you'll get to the church. Okay, so here's the well. Apparently it had mystical powers. If you had some water from this well, it treated all sorts of eye conditions. It is dry as a bone, as I would expect in this weather. I'm trying to get things done quickly because my battery to my mic is running out. We're on about 8%. So anyway, there we are. There's the well. I'll step back. You'll see a lot of these. There's one of these in St Nons down in Pembrokeshire near St David's. That's right on the sea. We've done a vlog there, so pick that up on one of the videos. And there we are. There is the gate to the well, and there's some charms on there. Again, we're not going to remove anything because they mean something to somebody. We've got no rights to remove them. And then, as I said, the well is dry. It's a bit damp, but there's certainly no water in it. What a shame. Okay, that's about it. A few photos of the well and the charms that have been placed on the gate. And then we're going to try and get David the drone up over there. We can do it from this field, so we should be okay. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. It's something a bit different. I don't think I've done a church, but there's always a first for everything, and this is my first for this sort of thing. Okay, right, we're going to get some David's footage, and then we're going to end this one. So do all the good things for me, like, subscribe, etc, etc. Doesn't cost you a penny, and it is gratefully appreciated. All right, here we go then. Hopefully you'll have some epic music and some drone footage.
Unfortunately, I lost my crib sheet on site somewhere at the church, so I'm sat at home on my sofa nice and dry while it is raining outside. Okay, a little history about this church for you while you look at these internal and external photos. The church dates back to 1860 when it was rebuilt on the foundations of an earlier medieval church. It is situated in the Gwaun Valley in Pembrokeshire and would have formed a part of the Pilgrims Walk from North Wales to Aberystwyth down to St David's. In July 1860, the first service was held in this new church. The last service was held in 1992. Llanllawer Church is unusual in that it has 4 medieval crosses, 2 used at the entrance gate and 2 others incorporated into the structure of the building. Unfortunately, we weren't able to photograph the 2 on the gate. The church is built of local materials with Bath stone around the windows and possibly stone from the old medieval church was also used to build the new church. The bell was removed from the bell cote for safety reasons, but sadly it is not known where it is now. Currently, the church is not listed, so the future is currently unknown and is in private ownership. It is not understood why the church has not been renovated or kept, but there are several reasons for why this may be the case. So anyway, we're coming to an end now. We did manage to get David the drone up. He coped very well with the windy conditions, and we even managed to get you a master shot from above. So hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Do all the good stuff for me, like, subscribe, etc, etc. It doesn't cost you a penny. It costs very little of your time, but is gratefully appreciated.
Right, that's that one done. We got some drone footage of the well as well. So yeah, didn't think we'd get anything because it is quite windy, but fair play to David the drone, he coped very well. We got a master shot of the church, which should be really good, and some close-up images of the bell tower and of the damage that has been caused to the roof with the missing slates. So anyway, we're back in over now, half an hour to home, supper, and then we're going to get on and put this one together. Okay, so from me, Nick at Nova Adventures, on this Urban Explore. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.